Ooh, am I hot from all of that gaslighting that was going on tonight on the Real Housewives of Potomac? Ooh, have I got the scoop a doop for you? Ooh, wee. Ooh, those ladies have me tired. It's like a workout. I'm hot. I'm hot. Those ladies was working me tonight on Real Housewives of Potomac. Reunion part 2. Let me tell. Ooh, these ladies was working me. Mama had to get her fan out. You can ask my family. You can ask them. Mama be running hot sometimes. These ladies have me hard. The back and forth, the back and forth, the ooh wee. Okay, okay. As you can tell, this is a good Christmas special edition for you, and I'm so glad that you took a minute to come on in and see the review for tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. So thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. And we're going to get into this night's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac Reunion Part 2. Okay? By the way, happy almost winter solstice. I hope that you're going to do some fabulous manifesting under tomorrow's grand conjunction and all of that there. You can tell this is our holiday edition. This is my Christmas tree. I did lots of black and gold this year. Yes, the sister did black on the tree, and it's looking ever so, if I do say so myself. Anyway, glad I could share it with you. But we're going to get into this. Make sure, again, like you like and subscribe. Larger Curves, we appreciate you stopping in tonight. So we're going to jump right in to the Real Housewives of Reunion Part 2. Part 2 reunion on Real Housewives of Potomac. So we're going to jump right in to Monique continues, right? Because we left off last week with Monique and her binder of BS, is what I like to call it, where she was calling out Gisele's relationship with Jamal and all that smoke she had for Gisele, still supposedly over the rumors that we know that Gigi started, her friend of 25 years. So let's get into it. Anyway, Gisele tells us how she sees her and Jamal's relationship, okay? And she doesn't have anything for Monique and her binder of BS. She was Grace under fire. She was very had nothing. I would love to go to Vegas with Gisele's ass. I bet she's winning at poker because she gave nothing away. Not a flush of the cheek, not a sweat of the brow. She gave nada to these bitches, okay? Anyway, to these housewives, I'm sorry. But, they was coming for her, so, the other word could be in order. Anyway, she had nothing for them. And on the way, then they went to break. It's like this first segment was kind of short. They did some stuff. And then they went to break and they show the ladies going back to the room. And of course, here comes Monique talking about there's more in the binder. And Monique gets to her room where she's pumping up Chris. She got to keep Big Boy pumped up, right? She got to keep him pumped up and stoked, to keep his fire burning, to keep him off of that laser focus off of herself and what the rumors were with the trainer and the baby and all of that stuff. Because if you check some other blogs out on the YouTube, then you'll see, all you have to do is type in Gigi and Monique and you'll find a couple of other interviews where the lady even said what she said. Even this week, she said some more stuff about what she personally said and admitted that she's the one that said all of it. Anyway, okay. So, and then when they're coming back from break, Robin was late. Coming back from break. Andy was noted. Robin was late from coming back from break. Andy noticed, and of course, Ashley's forehead said something about it, right? And then we're on to Ashley and her falling curls and her forehead and her lies about being closer than ever to Michael, who last we saw didn't even want to kiss her when we were at the engagement party. But there we are. Okay? Got to keep these notes in order as I go. Okay, so then we're going to have revelations of Elf on a Shelf, Michael's indiscretions in his hotel photo shoot, right? And Andy said, he's like, I'm feeling kind of bad for you, sis. I got to talk about you, even though you're pregnant and everything. But he's like, year after year, here we are talking about your marriage. And she's like, well, I don't really think we're talking about it as much as it gets brought up. Okay, we're only talking about it because it gets brought up because of all these crazy allegations. Ashley, I have no idea why she totally keep it real. Ashley is pretending like everything's honky-dory. It must be the hormones. Anyway, so then Andy is like, where is Michael, by the way? And she said, well, we got our dates wrong and he's at a wedding by himself while I'm here at the reunion that he's usually a part of every year. But he's not here this year because he actually got footage maybe about his butt grabbing, but we'll get into that. Anyway, she didn't seem too mad at the indiscretions because, as it turns out, she finally announced that in addition to them having somewhat of a, non-traditional relationship, while they were separated one time, she had her own indiscretions, but it's not so-called an open relationship. Okay. She says Michael's only attracted to women, but he grabs men's butts and throws hissy fits when Juan gets engaged to Robin and constantly compliments men and grabs their personal area spaces. Okay, but she wanted to make sure that we know he only likes women. And now we're back to the photo shoot. And that did happen to be a sleepover photo shoot in that hotel. It was a sleepover photo shoot where the lady wanted some money afterwards, supposedly. And, Karen, being the matriarch of the family, only wants to see Ashley's relationship do good. And when asked by Andy, Shady Andy, when asked by Andy, how does she said, well, you want to see their family survive. What about Gisele? She's trying to make it over here with Jamal. And do you want to see that one thrive too? And Andy and Karen was like, well, I only want to see it thrive if it's a real thing. And she starts talking again about how if it's a real family, Karen has something to say about that all the time, right? So make sure there's no personal notes on the back of this. Okay. So Karen's shit level, as it turns out, is somehow also because of Gisele. I want you, when you go back and watch this, if you get a chance to watch it, tell me in the comments later, am I being biased? Or is it really that every time Gisele says a little, Karen says a lot? Every time Karen says a lot is mostly because Gisele said a little. But when you ask Karen directly about her stuff, she doesn't have as much to say as when she has something to say when Gisele says a little. Tell me if I'm tripping. I don't want to be too biased. I'm trying not to be a biased person. I'm really trying to just report what I see, but I do have my own opinions and whatnot. But I don't want to be biased and blinded by something. So tell me if I'm crazy later on in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe and all of that stuff on this Larger Curves channel. We love you here. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button, and we're going to continue. So Ashley played it off after they showed the actual clip that just got released during quarantine about the ass grab season 2 of Michael grabbing the guy's ass in the background at a party at Sharice's house. And Ashley played it off and said, well, that producer, they had a joking relationship, him and Michael, and that producer calls him Zaddy. And Andy was like, he didn't tell us that, Zaddy. He told us that was a non-consensual type of feel up, and he was not comfortable, and he was actually very mortified. Ashley. So what's up with that? But she didn't have anything to say. And Ashley tried to still clean it up for her man, talking about he only grabs butts he knows. So that's why she doesn't believe that he possibly grabbed the butt when the people brought the lawsuit about grabbing the butt, because that butt he supposedly didn't know. So we don't know. Anyway, by the way, there's no prenup anymore. And by the way, there's no postnup either. But by the way, she's thinking that maybe she should get another one now that she has another kid. And if he cheats again, she's out. Okay. Now we're on to Karen and Black Bill Gates. Supposedly, Black Bill Gates Ray, couldn't handle LaDom's baby empire in the making. And then they flashed how Ray thinks a lot about love. And Candiace literally squealed in the little box on the bottom. Candiace literally squealed at the thought of Ray and Karen smashing. And it wasn't like a hoo squeal. It was like a squeal at the thought of Ray and Karen smashing. It was hilarious. Then they talk about how Karen's new house is warmer than the other one and how she feels at home in Potomac. And then they flash to Karen in Surrey with Gisele and Ashley. Remember that during the season? That was a really sweet scene when they showed her go back to her hometown and go to her family farm and everything. And it was a really cute moment in even the reunion, how you could see where the ladies had an authentic chance for friendships, sans drama, right? And even the ladies said, Karen was Karen when they were in Surrey. And that, that was a nice time to have with her. And then Robin was like, Karen, why did you not answer me when I was asking you about the drink that you had with us at the cabin before Ray got there? And I was asking you about the fireball. And then they showed the fireball scene. And Karen deflected from that. And when she pretended not to have any fireballs. And Andy asked straight out if Karen had disdain for Ray's dick. I don't know how they feel about saying that word on this, but it's part of the human anatomy, and that's what Andy asked on primetime TV. And she said she doesn't have disdain for it. But she did also look like she would have slapped him if she had a chance, because she also said she was disgusted. And she took such a long pause, like, oh, that's disgusting. No, I don't have disdain for that. Anyway, 5 seasons later, Andy brought up how that could affect a relationship when the money dynamics change in a relationship. Monique jumped on that and was like, oh no, it hasn't affected us at all. My little bit of change that I bring in from this, that hasn't affected us at all, because she had been quiet for too long at that point. So she had to chime in on some stuff because, nobody needed a binder. And so she wanted to talk about the portfolio of investments that the portfolio of investments that big boy Chris has, and how that's able to sustain their lavish lifestyle. And this teeny itty bitty check that she brings in from Housewives of Potomac, where she so eagerly is reaching for the twig of the cherry blossom, means absolutely nothing to their relationship. Anyway, Karen had said that she was hurt at the thought that Ray didn't love her. And then they said something about how Wendy commented on Karen's coochie, but Karen's coochie caught Ray, so we don't have to worry about that, right? Oh, is that the page with I had a page with notes on the back. I had an extra page. Okay, so now we're on to Monique and T'Challa, and I hope I can finish this up really good, because we're on to Monique and T'Challa and the champagne bottle blowjob, and that's what's up next. They do flashes of Monique and Chris's relationship, and they show an argument with them, and then Monique tries to pretend that. Then they start talking about everything, and we finally get to the rumors that Gigi started. Oh, let's go backtrack, because Andy brought up a very specific point about how when T'Challa was gone for 3 hours, for 26 hours, and Monique cried on IG live for 3 hours, And then she finally was like, oh, he came back 26 hours later. Bird experts all over were like, that's strange. Wild African parrots don't usually come back. But that's another story. She wasn't embarrassed by the blow job thing. They got to the rumor, and Andy even said that Gigi from season 2 started the rumor, and then Monique got out a red thread and tried to connect all of these dots and everything to try to make it. Let's see if we can go over a couple. So Monique said her red thread string says that the lies from Gigi went to Charisse, that went to Karen, that went to the baby shower, where there was a plot to bring to the show, and Karen said there was a plot to Monique, and that's where it all started. But Gisele chimes in, and Gisele says that they've been knowing about this for years and nobody brought it to the show ever. And then even Andy is like, where's the plot? Where's the plot? The plot that warranted all of this scorched earth. Where's the plot, Monique? There is no plot. So now, where else can we go? Then somebody was even like, you just straight up bullied Charisse. I mean, you straight up bullied Candiace for no reason, because you know that Gigi, your girl, brought all this and nobody brought this to the show. And so it was like all like that. And then some more lie. And then they showed about how Ashley was trying to keep the fakeness going, that somehow there was some underlying reason that Charisse and Candiace could want to be friends, and why would she invite her to the place? And they went over that, and she really just blamed her for nothing, And then a lot of stuff with Charisse. They did a that's what they did. I'm sorry. They did a picture of, why are you posing in pictures with Charisse, but you're mad that Candiace invited Charisse in the same month? Well, how does that even work? Anyway, she couldn't answer the freaking questions. And so then what else happened? It's a lot of freaking notes. I only got 2 more minutes. Let's try to sum it up. But you'll see it's a lot of BS. It's a lot of clouds. It's a lot of like, let's look. Let me get out my glass for some freaking magnifying glass to try to see through it. And then we finally get to the fight where Monique said that she was triggered, and she was triggered by something. And then Candiace's poor self, she had to get out her perfect tissue. Because it was still triggering for her, and she was literally crying. Then when they showed the fight all over again, she was literally crying so bad. And as a viewer, it was hard to watch. And then it was even disgusting on top of hard to watch when Monique literally laughed at Candiace crying at seeing herself get whooped by Monique. It was crazy, and it was crazy. And so then Andy was like, Monique, how do you not have any emotion? And he seemed kind of like puzzled that Monique could be a bot. Anyway, next week, Chris is going to be yelling at the ladies, it looks like. And thanks for tuning in. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. I might have to do a part 2. There was a couple more pages. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.